two-step equations with fractional coefficients. If it feels like you've done it before, it's because you have. This is, again, just a review getting ready for high school. So here are the instructions from Google Classroom. Write down the original equation. So it says solve for b, so I'm just going to write 8 plus 6 over 7 times b is equal to 68. Solve for the given variable using the properties of equality. So the first step is, I just want to remind you, this is called a constant term. It's a number. This right here, this is a variable term because it has a variable. And then on the right side, we have a constant term. So what I would do first is I would get rid of this 8 by subtracting 8 on both sides. And the reason for that is once we get rid of this 8, notice that those will cancel. The only thing that remains on the left side is 6 over 7b is equal to 68 minus 8, which simplifies to 60. Now we can go ahead and get rid of this fractional coefficient. Now in the past, I'm going to actually show you a slightly different way to do it. Normally, what we would do is we'd simply multiply by the reciprocal, which is 7 over 6, and then you're dealing with 7 over 6. But sometimes kids see, oh, wait a second, we got an integer times a fraction, and it's a little bit confusing. So I'm going to show you just a little bit different way to do this. And I just got rid of the problem. Okay, so I'm going to switch to green, and instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, let's get rid of divide by 7 by multiplying both sides of the equation by 7. Again, you can always get rid of a fraction by multiplying the denominator. Or my high school kids, they say it's called getting the F out. In other words, to get rid of the fraction, multiply by whatever the fraction is. So 7, multiply by 7, divide by 7, those are actually going to cancel each other out. And I'm just going to cross those out to emphasize that. So then the result is 6b is equal to, now this is going to get a little bit big, but again, use a calculator if you need. 6 times 7 is 42, and then it had another power of 10, so it's going to be 420. Now it looks pretty easy. We have 6 times b equals 420. We're going to divide by 6 on each side. And 6 divided by 6 is 1. And then 1 whole times b would just simplify to b. So now it's just 420 divided by 6. And let's see, that's 6, that's 7. That's going to give us b is equal to 70. Box your final answers and let's see what we got here. So b is equal to 70. Yeah, we got it. Green check mark is good. Red X is not bad. Again, mistakes are part of the learning process. So if you got it wrong, don't worry. Go ahead and just make sure you find your mistakes. That's what I'm going to suggest. So the next problem I chose, it's a little bit harder because I have some negatives involved, whereas on the last question, everything was positive. So you didn't have to deal with sign changes. So just be aware that there's going to be, just be aware that we've got negatives here. So two-step equations, write down the original equation. I'm going to start with 5 is equal to negative 4 over 5a minus 3. Solve for the given variable, so the given variable is a. First thing I'm going to do is I want to isolate this variable term on the right side of the equation by getting rid of this constant term of negative 3. So I will begin by adding 3 on both sides. On the right side, those will obviously cancel, and I'll cross those out. On the left side, 5 plus 3 is 8 is equal to negative, don't forget your negative, 4 over 5 times a. Okay, cool. Now in the last problem, again, we got rid of the denominator of 7 by multiplying by 7 on each side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of a denominator of 5 by multiplying by 5 on both sides. So multiply by 5 and multiply by 5. Remember, dividing and multiplying, those are going to cancel out. That actually changes to the number 1, and 1 times the right side of the equation is going to be the same thing. So you're really simplifies to negative 4 times a, and I'm going to make sure my a looks like an a and not a 9. So again, the divide by 5, multiply by 5 cancels. On the left, I have 5 times 8, which is 40. After that, now all I have to do is get rid of this negative 4 that's in front of the a. That's really negative 4 times a, so we'll divide by negative 4 on both sides. And again, it's a little bit harder. But again, remember, -4 over -4, that's just 1, just like the 5's crossed out. -4 over -4 is 1. 1 times a is a. On the left side, 40 divided by -4 is -10. And I'm going to box that. And we're going to get some feedback from Delta Math. I believe a is -10. And don't worry that they switched it around. They put the variable on the left. You can always switch it around and put -10 equals a, just like I did. And we got it. So hopefully you found that helpful. Again, green check marks are good. Red X's are not bad. It's just an opportunity to stop and reflect and find your mistake. Hopefully you found this helpful.